What do you picture when I say farms? For me, I picture rows and rows of corn and cabbage, and on the other side, there's a fence full of green hills and black and white dairy Ben and Jerry cows grazing. There's also a farmer chugging along on his big green tractor, but in reality, it's the exact opposite. There's cows standing in small paddocks filled with mud and manure waiting to be fed. Those nice, pretty green cabbages are being sprayed with pesticides, and there's no farmer to be seen, just a businessman overseeing his industry. When I was around 10, my mom sat me down and made me watch Food Inc. This is when I realized the pictures of farms in my head was all wrong, and I saw what was really happening. Bottom line, we were being fooled, and generations have been deceived. So I'm here to talk to you how we've been influenced and tricked in the food world and how we can change that. What I have learned is how far food companies are willing to go to make their products more desirable for purchase. They use additives, dyes, flavoring, and texturizing with chemicals to catch the attention of our taste buds and therefore our wallets. These major food companies don't care that their cheese products aren't really cheese anymore. It's all about convenience and what will sell the cheapest. Australian psychologist Robert McBride stated, "People pick products off the grocery shelf based on how they expect them to taste and feel in their mouths. Nutrition is not foremost on people's minds when they choose their food. It's taste, flavor, and sensory satisfaction. So we pick our food based on pleasure instead of nutrition." But getting people to choose their food in this way was not easy in the beginning. Food company was making little money because people were still making everything from scratch. Like my grandfather, he grew up on a farm, and every last thing his family put in his mouth either made, grew, or killed. In the 1950s, women began leaving their house to work, but they still had to come back home to their chores. Evenings became busy and they needed help. This is when the convenience foods came out, and the latest sciences came in and told everyone that food didn't have to be made by scratch anymore. The goal of food companies is to have products easy to buy, store, open, and eat. There's better things to do than measuring or stirring. Take the Pillsbury ready-to-bake biscuits for an example. You peel a piece of cardboard, you pop it, you lay the biscuits out on a pan, and 15 minutes later you have a plate full of hot biscuits. Take this macaroni for an example, but also listen to the ingredients, and I'm going to try to pronounce them. Enriched macaroni product, wheat flour, glycerol monostate, niacin, ferrous phosphate, iron, thiamine monotrate, folic acid, cheese sauce mix, wheat maltodextrin, corn syrup solids, palm oil, modified food starch, milk fat, salt, milk protein concentrate, contains less than 2% of medium chain triglycerides, sodium triphosphate, citric acid, sodium phosphate, natural flavor, lactic acid, calcium phosphate, guam gum, monostrium, glutamate, yellow 5, yellow 6, artificial flavor, cheese culture enzymes, modified food starch, maltodextrin, potassium chloride, acetylated monoglycerides, salt, medium chain triglycerides, and apoptoxin. But all you have to do is add water. Al Kazi was a chemist hired by General Foods to make an instant pudding. At this time, General Foods was strict to sticking to pure ingredients. Kazi went away on a trip, and just like that, things changed. When he got back, a competitor had found a way to make an instant pudding, and Kazi's boss told him to forget those pure ingredients, just come up with something so instant pudding can be made in 30 minutes. Kazi later regretted what he did, knowing the chemicals the public was consuming just out of the convenience of an instant pudding. General Foods wasn't the only major food company who started out somewhat healthy. John Harvey Kellogg invented the cereal flake, and he banned sugar altogether. But Post came along and made more money by being the first to sell sugar-coated cereal. Sugar is now playing a big part in the beginning of most people's days in breakfast cereal, and companies had more influence and control over people. Food companies taught children what food should taste like. For instance, Kellogg's and Post knew how children were easily influenced by commercials like Tony the Tiger saying sugar-frosted flakes are great. Once these children were influenced, it was now up to the parents to get what their kids wanted. Major food companies had people tricked by convenience and sugar, but there's always consequences. In 2003, the average adult was 24 pounds heavier than in the 1960s. Factories claimed that this wasn't their fault, It was the parents buying what their kids wanted, and that happened to be the extra sugary cereal from Kellogg's. But with only 2% of food grown organically, factories and their processed foods need to make a change. If you rely on these factories' packaging, you're being fooled once again. Saying high in fiber or sugar-free doesn't mean anything. These are still loaded with chemicals, and sugar is being replaced by high fructose corn syrup. Take this Hershey syrup as an example. This regular syrup only has 13 ingredients, while this one has 18. I took these from my grandmother, who has beginning signs of diabetes, and everything in her fridge and pantry says sugar-free. But that doesn't mean anything. If you really want to make a difference, don't eat any of this kind of stuff. Crops are grown with the help of chemicals in the form of artificial fertilizers, herbicides, and insecticides. The government has banned many food additives because they've caused cancer. Our bodies have had to adapt to many substances, but there's still about 20,000 deaths worldwide each year due to pesticides. Pesticides can cause birth defects, learning disabilities, behavioral changes, organ damage, cancer, and asthma. If you're not eating organic, at least you should know what you're actually putting into your body. We're all not food scientists and know those long words on the back of the labels. Organic is the way to go if you want to know exactly what you're putting into your body and to avoid those chemicals. I'm going to read you the ingredients of these two noodle packages. The first one has organic corn flour and organic quinoa flour, while the other one has durium, simoleon, niacin, ferrous sulfate, thymine, monotrate, riboflavin, and folic acid. While this one has 7 grams of protein, and this one has 4. But you have to remember, this is added. This is all natural. We all need to pay attention to what we pick up as a snack and, more importantly, as a meal. Pay attention to labels while walking down the aisles and stay away from already prepared meals. Take this brochure as an example. We first started out with 2 chickens, and I was getting 1 egg every other day, and that wasn't even enough for me. So we got more, and we ended up with about 15, and I was getting a little over a dozen eggs every day. So we decided to make a little business out of it. We had brochures made, and we had hot pink egg cartons that said Hot Chicks Hen House on them. And on the labels, we had free range. Well, this means they're not stacked in a pen with other hens, and it also had brown eggs, which is the highest in nutrition value. You're not like your standard white egg that's pumped with hormones and antibiotics. Try to go back to the past for a meal and make everything from scratch, and maybe even try to grow a few things in a garden. I love the feeling of using something I grew and spent my time on. Like my 2 horses, with the help of their manure, we had some massive tomato plants and that we like to call tomato trees. And I don't even like tomatoes, but I still love the fact of watching people enjoy them. I encourage you all to enjoy local farmers market and get out of the grocery store aisles and meet the people who grew the vegetables you're about to buy. And remember, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. Organic foods can help feed the hungry, development experts say. It's not growing more food, but producing the right kinds of food. It may be more expensive than a hamburger, fries, and a drink from McDonald's, but in the long run, it's worth it.